After absorbing as much information as possible, I decided in late May that nomad living was right for me. I purchased a 2021 Toyota Tacoma that now serves as my full-time home. I still have a full-time job, and therefore my travels are restricted to the Pacific Northwest. This is my journey. Welcome to Pacific Northwest Truck Living. Tonight, we're going to be hanging out at Granite Lake over in Idaho, north of Coeur d'Alene. Just going to be a one-nighter. Nothing overly special, but here's what we got to work with. 3-day camping limit, easy peasy. There's a lake across the road that way for fishing, which we are not going to be doing because we are not licensed in the state of Idaho to fish yet. Probably not going to do it this year since summer's pretty much done, but maybe next year, because non-resident licenses are, an arm and a leg and maybe a second leg. I haven't figured that out yet. So anyway, here's kind of what we got for camp. It's literally just right off of a dirt road. Looks like for the most part, it's just a gravel parking area. And then off of the gravel parking areas, we got spots for tent camping, basically. It's certainly not a location that's set up for RVs or anything like that. Looks like at one point you probably could just pull vehicles right into the sites, but they have long since been bouldered off, and from reading some of the reviews on the location, I think they've probably been bouldered off for several years at this point. So here's where we're sitting, right next to the bathroom, so that's going to be pretty convenient to have. And then going back this direction, a giant hole in the ground. Let's skip across the rocks here. And you've got more space for tents. Another fire ring. So that's what, three fire rings so far. A fourth fire ring here. More space for tents. And again, it looks like you could have just very well pulled vehicles up in here. But again, we are bouldered off. And then back to the gravel parking area. So certainly not a great spot, I guess, as far as camping. If people started filing in here, I'd get cramped pretty quick. It's already Friday afternoon and I'm the only one here, and the weather's been getting colder, so I'm really not expecting anybody else to show up. And if they do, then oh well, we're only gonna be here for one night anyway. So, but as far as scenery goes, yeah, lots and lots of trees. And then we've got the side of the hill over there that's falling apart. Still pretty to look at though. So anyway, that is Granite Lake. We'll be doing some macaroni and cheese on the JetBoil. So we'll see how that goes. And I'll see you soon. Alright, welcome back. So today we're going to give a go at trying to do some mac and cheese with the JetBoil. I was kind of curious on if I could make this work or not, or if the JetBoil was even going to be big enough to do a box of mac and cheese. So we're going to find out when everything's, you know, when all the noodles and stuff are done cooking. If there's room, I've got some like better cheddar hot dog sausage things that I'm gonna see if we can get cut up and thrown in there, and you know, as well. So we're just kind of winging this one today. So let's give it a go. So these boxed macaroni and cheese things with the sauce packs inside are kind of my preferred macaroni and cheese for obvious reasons, being that all the cheese is already sauced up and in a nice little package ready to just throw on in. No powders, no butter, no milk, no nothing. Basically the only thing we need to make this work is water. I'm kind of thinking, since we're starting this out with the water and the noodles in the pot at the beginning, we're probably going to have to make sure that this stays plenty well stirred while the water's heating up, so that way we don't run into a problem of noodles sticking together and things like this. So the whole reason why I even wanted to try to do this with the JetBoil is because when I got my JetBoil, I got it with the Java kit, so it's basically got a French press built into it. Now my thinking here is, once the noodles are all done cooking, we're just going to French press the crap out of them down into the bottom of the cup, and then just drain all the water off like that. That's the theory anyway. Have to be really careful with the heat on this thing, because I've already melted the sides of it once already. This thing does get water going fairly quickly. I've never tried cooking in it yet, so it'll be interesting to see how this will work as far as trying to maintain the water, or if we're just going to have to get up to a boil, shut it off, and then just let the heat kind of take care of the noodles after that. Because it is insulated, it does do a pretty good job. Oop. About cleared up the damn insulation again. So anyway, because it is an insulated cup, it does retain the heat of the water really nice. So there goes the water into a boil. So we're just going to go ahead and shut that off. Give these a good stir. Hopefully I didn't cook anything to the bottom. It doesn't feel like it, but I guess we won't know for sure until we hit the bottom of the cup. Oh, look at that, my spoon's melting. That's alright though. I really wasn't planning on keeping the plastic ones much longer. I got 2 full sets of metal silverware now, so I'll just let that sit for a little while and see what happens. Alright, so I kind of changed my mind on the meats that I was going to throw in there, because I'd opened up my cooler, my fridge, and found these that I had actually forgot that I even bought. So I'm just going to cut this open and throw, I don't know, probably about half of that package in there. We'll Ziploc the rest of them back up and put them back in the fridge for another day. Oh, this is going to be a really, really full cup. So add more water. Yeah, this is a really, really small container for trying to do an entire box of mac and cheese, I think. Heat it back up again, maybe. The noodles are like super, super starchy. And that's gonna have to work. I don't know, guys. I am not confident in how this is going to turn out, but whatever. So I did a check on the noodles. They're mostly done enough for my taste anyway, so throw this on there, get that pressed in, get the lid on, pull the cup off of the stove. Okay, so now with the water drained off, take the lid back off. Oh my god. Okay, so the water's not drained off. All the starch just clogged my filter up. Awesome. Yeah, this was probably a very, very horrible idea. So we're just going to put the lid on. Because, I mean, that pour hole should be So you pretty much will never know if something like this will ever work unless you try it, right? I'm sure if I had the higher capacity JetBoil, this would probably worked out beautifully, but I didn't, so maybe at some point down the road. I mean, how flavor-wise it works. Not as convenient as I thought it would have been, but the proof of concept is there. So if you're the proud owner of a higher capacity JetBoil to accommodate an entire box of macaroni and cheese plus little smokies, then by all means go for it. It works great. Alright, so this is going to be lunch. I'm going to go ahead and shut the camera off and enjoy and get stuff cleaned up, and thanks for tuning in. Alright, so final thoughts on JetBoiled macaroni and cheese with the JetBoil Java kit for straining. It is a horrible, horrible, horrible idea. So, I mean, everything cooked up real good. It was, you know, pretty tasty, you know, eating it and stuff, but I've spent probably the last half an hour trying to get this thing cleaned up, and it's still not clean. I've got charred macaroni in the bottom of the damn cup, so we're not brewing coffee in it tomorrow morning. If we want coffee tomorrow, it's gonna have to be Starbucks or something along those lines. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this thing yet. I think it's next weekend. I'm supposed to go visit my mom. Maybe I'll see if I can politely ask her to see if we can run it through the dishwasher and try to figure out how to make it all better. Otherwise, I may or may not have just ruined my JetBoil system, and we'll probably want to buy a new one. I don't know yet. Learn stuff the hard way sometimes, I guess. So, what can you do? Live and learn. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that little look at the Granite Lake camping area and my epic failure of a lunch. Well, okay, so the lunch was good. Everything else associated with it was just absolute crap, but we'll get that figured out at some point and make that right. So I'm gonna climb up into the back of the truck and watch some TV. Weather's not great. I mean, pretty much what you saw with the truck just being backed in, that's pretty much how it's gonna be. I'm not pulling anything out today. The weather's gonna be horrible, you know, tonight and first thing in the morning. They're expecting a lot of rain, and I'm really not gonna deal with what I dealt with last week in getting stuff packed up in the Panhandle National Forest. So we're just gonna go super minimal camping for tonight. Just gonna climb in the back, watch some TV. I got a bunch of stuff downloaded to watch. I'm just gonna hang out for the night. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. Okay, so quick thought that I have to throw on the end of the video here. Next weekend, I believe, is the weekend that I'm going up to my mother's for a couple of nights, so probably not going to be a camping video or anything exciting next week. So don't look for anything to come out, because we're going to go sleep indoors for the weekend and visit family. So thanks for watching.